Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Captain Marvel, issue number 22. I'm pretty sure this is my favorite book for the whole week. I'm saying, you're going to say, Professor, did you like the book though? Yeah, I kind of did. I haven't gotten to my indie comic books yet. Most of my indie comics. I haven't gotten to most of my indie comics yet, but anyway, you hear that sound? That's the sound of a comic book. An actual real-life comic book. How many of y'all actually go out and listen to reviews and watch reviews from people who have a real-life comic book? I'm saying, support those people, not those other people. Anyway, guys, let's get talking about this brand new issue, which is it's also a brand new story arc. Let's go. And in case you are lost at all, they always make sure to put the preamble, the foreword, in the beginning of the book. I'm saying it could very well be a perfect book. Let's get started. The New World, Part 1. The writer is Kelly Thompson. The artist is Lee Garbey. The color artist is Tamara Bonvillain, and the letters are done by VC's Clayton Cowles. George Molina does the cover art. There's like 4 variant covers. I'm saying this is a good book. We get started with the very first page gives me a silent belly laugh. How do you do that? In just the first page. Also gets me feeling a little bit like giddy inside, like, oh. Then the next page suddenly throws the humor at me. The next page after that makes me realize that, all those people who, the comic book fans, or more specifically the movie fans, who don't really get the Harley and Joker relationship, are like, I need a relationship like Harley and Joker have. If you want that psychosomatic, socio-dependent, psychopathic relationship that these two have, where like they need more therapy than they need vacation time, I'm saying, you go ahead, be my guest. There's a movie there reference, I'm just saying. But when push comes to shove, give me a relationship like Carol and Rhodey. I'm saying, I kind of almost sort of have that. My wife, it doesn't really jump into my arms. I'd be okay if she did, though. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say something cool and just, What this does is it shows vulnerabilities. Oh my God. Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers with vulnerabilities? Yeah, because she's still human. A ridiculously uber powerful human. But it's something that we can relate to. It's not a vulnerability like she's cowardly or something like that, whatever. No, she's actually got vulnerabilities, and she actually lets her guard down. She's not just, look, with all due respect, the Captain Marvel movie could have used with a couple more vulnerabilities on Carol's part and actually acting like a human more than just a moment of karaoke in the past with her best friend. No, we could have used a lot more of just hanging, not just being relatable, but actually hanging out. Could have used a little bit more of that. We could have used a little bit more of this in that movie. It's a good movie. Could have been a great movie. I'm saying. Hard to argue with those box office numbers, though. Am I wrong? So Carol is just here with her crew, a crew of human beings, for crying out loud. We can relate to every single one of these characters here, male and female. They all have independent personalities. I really feel like I'm watching a sitcom, except it's better because it's a comic book and F the TV, man. I'm saying, let's go. And they come across this thing in the sky. It's a thing in the sky, but it's not glowing. It's not like a hole. It's not like, every superhero movie that's been happening for a while. There's some danger looming where it's like a light shooting up in the sky, and we've got to go towards it to fight the bad guys because that's where they are. Let's go. Form the team. F that nonsense, man. F that noise. It's a comic book. It's a good one. And I like the observations on here. I like how you could clearly see that it's leaking, but just in case you did miss it because you were too busy reading, the cool stuff, I'm saying it's reference. Is it leaking? Yeah, it is. That's kind of scary. What's going on? We don't know what's going on. But I will say this. If you didn't read Captain Marvel The End, which by itself was a really, really, really good book, and that's coming from me, who really, really, really usually hates the one-shots and the ends and stuff like that. Like the only really good end book was actually the Immortal Hulk, or not the Immortal Hulk, just the Hulk, the End. The Punisher one was kind of okay. I know most people didn't like that. That's on you. I liked it. I can like what I want to like. I also kind of like this. So Captain Marvel, the end, actually had the moment where she goes into the sun in order to light the world. You light up my life. I know, my voice sucks. Anyway, but you guys are here for it. So having this moment where Carol from the past goes in the future, bro. You know something else that I really, really, really usually hate? Time travel stories. They've been done to death. My God, stop with the freaking mind-numbing time travel stories. And yet somehow I really like this one. No, for real. I'm not, like, this isn't me clowning around or anything like that. I'm serious. I like this one. It's only one book in. All right? It could suck in the next issue. I don't know. I'm not here. I don't know. I can't actually see the future. I only go into the future when a comic book does. I'm just like, oh, look, I'm in the future now with these people. Anyway, this was good. I'm saying it's good because it did so many things that I usually don't like in a comic book, and yet it was still done really well. And okay, that's like, I think, one too many really in a review. So enough of that. That word is boycotted for the rest. No, I really mean it. We get to see a whole bunch of characters in this book that are from the future. She's not. Now, she's the same one. She can't turn back because she'll be ugly. I don't think that she'll even die if she goes like Billy Batson, or more specifically, Teth Adam, the Black Adam. If this dude, ever says Shazam again and boom, it hits him, the lightning, he'll just almost immediately turn to dust. That would be bad. No. This is very similar to that, I'm sure. If she ever goes back from her crystalline form, she'll probably instantly poof, turn to dust or just look like it. I'm saying. But the rest of these guys are all children of future people, like other people. This is actually Jessica Drew's baby. He's wearing the costume. He's wearing the costume, bruh. Jessica Drew might be in this book also. She was in the beginning, right? Anyway, I'm not here to try and give you spoilers. I will say this character right here, very important. That seems to be the daughter, the child of James Rhodey Rhodes. And yet somehow Carol doesn't seem to be the mama. Is that a lie? Is that a joke? I don't know. I don't know. Did she get with the other Captain Marvel? Did Rhodey actually get with Monica Rambeau? How you doing? It's a possibility. I don't know. But I do notice that she phased at one point. Kitty Pryde phases. There's a Wall of the Lost on here, and one of the most immediately recognizable names on there besides Rhodey. In fact, right above Rhodey was Kitty Pryde. Look, maybe it's Kitty. It's a possibility it's Kitty. But I'm starting to get to know Miss Thompson's work a little bit better, and she's really good. I said another really. I really should have done that. She is really good at the misdirects. Think about all the times that she does something. Like, case in point with L'Oreal. Lorelai? Crap. L'Oreal. Kind of like, L'Oreal, the makeup. Yeah. Anyway, that's probably where she got the name from. Her sister, all right? Her sister, with L'Oreal. Anyway, with L'Oreal, she was like, immediately I was thinking, maybe she's the one who's actually supposed to get the Kree hammer, the universal weapon. Is that a possibility? But she's like, it sings, and I don't like the singing. She indicated it seemed like it was evil or something like that. I'm like, okay, I guess she's not the one. Turns out that she was the one. See previous issues for that. Yeah, she's really good at the misdirect. So I'm not going for it this time. This chick phased, I'm saying. And she pointed out, hey, Kitty Pryde died. And her mom died around the time of the second, last war, final war, whatever it was called in here. Mm-hmm. Too much pointing to that. You know what I think it is? I think it's Moonstone. Oh, that's right, I went there. What's up? That's right, I said it. One of Carol Danvers' greatest enemies. Imagine if she used her light powers in order to do some kind of an illusion. And she got a little bang, bang, boom, boom with Rhodey. I'm saying, like, when you're super hot like that, I can tell you from experience, people come to you all the time with illusions and try and, get knocked up by you. It happens all the time. I could tell you about. I can't tell you about any of those times. Anyway, look, none of those times happened to me. It's just I don't have it like freaking Rhodey does, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with living vicariously through this guy who's just banging all the blondes in the entire Marvel universe, whatever. Anyway, it's speculation on my part. And I'm saying it's a possibility. Anyway, my theories aside, bro, seeing a bunch of different characters in this book, characters who we're probably going to see again because Kelly Thompson does that. Here's a book called Captain Marvel, The End. But then I'm going to send Captain Marvel from the past in the future, right past when that happened. Ha ha ha! I'm saying you're going to see these characters again. You're going to see all of these characters again. And they're going to have meaning. And they're going to matter. And they're all going to have their own personalities. One problem I had with this comic book I didn't like, you don't shoot Phantom X5, or whichever version of Phantom X that he was, and not apologize. I'm saying not cool. Like, if I'm Phantom X, I'm thinking, oh, that was a good shot. But dang, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying, you don't do stuff like that. You don't just go around shooting people without apologizing. That was wrong. That was wrong. Carol needs to apologize. I'm putting it out there. Boom. We're done. Moving on. Guys, like the video. Watch an ad. I'll talk to you guys later. I always have fun with this comic book. I genuinely always have fun with this comic book. It's one of the best on the market. And I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I'm a Professor Bill. Okay? I think for myself, and I don't need to associate with other parties in order to have my own thoughts. No, I can have my own thoughts. So F the libs, F the conservatives. But I'm going to make a conservative reference here. I'm going to act like a conservative for the moment. Why do I constantly keep on seeing all of these guys, males, men? That's right, I'm going there. Why do I always see all these men getting all these freaking event cards going when most of the events that I'm seeing, they're by men, suck. They suck. I said it. No, there's some good ones out there. I'm not saying which ones were good because I'm not going to say which ones were bad. I'm just saying some of them, they kind of go nowhere. You know, like you flush the toilet, it's like, where does it go? Who knows? Some of them feel just a little tiny bit like that. Some of them. Not a lot. Some of them. But I'm saying, you got Kelly Thompson here. You got Kelly Thompson who is traveling the universe. And at one time she said to me, I am God in the comics. I can do anything I want. And she's right. She's 100% right, and she's proven that. I'm saying, how do we not have Kelly Thompson? How is C.B. Cebulski and Joe Quesada and F all whomever not saying, hey, Kelly, why don't you put together an event? Because I'll bet you it'll be pretty darn cool. I was trying to think of like a 50s thing to say. It'll be what's something that Chachi would say on freaking Happy Days? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, one of those guys. It'll be swell. There we go. It'll be swell. No, I want to see Kelly Thompson doing this. And I'm saying Carla Pacheco, I don't know how long she's been doing comics for, but she's kicking ass right now in Spider-Woman. If Kelly wanted a little help, how about the women move forward and just boom, knock this out? Because I think that at the very least, Kelly deserves this by this point. Even if it's just a short one that doesn't involve anything else except for one or two other books, I'd be down with it. That's what I really want to see. Too many guys constantly doing this stuff. Not a lot of them are great. I'm in love with everything that Kelly Thompson does for the most part. How about I love an event for once? Not for once. I've loved other events. Yeah, I'm polyamorous when it comes to events and comics. I'm moving on now. I told you what to do. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.